quick!
Whoa, whoa.
This one is sharpened already.
So you have a weapon. Big deal. You are starting to scare me. Good doggy.
I'd like to discuss the
Aye, you'll convince me with that price. I was glad to be of help to you, good sir. That'll do. How are things at home? Calm down a bit?
Aye, the celebration
All
is
done.
over and done with. Everything's going well. I'm in fine fettle. It's almost odd how well things are going.
Oh,
Please. Enjoy the peace and quiet while it lasts.
See, that's what bothers me. That it ain't like this all the time.
You sure right.
What do you have for... Word about the price?
Well, finally, a reasonable sum. Thank you, sir. And
Greetings, blacksmith. How's it going?
what can I say? It's all shit. I'm getting old, and my hammer feels heavier with every... But my apprentice Matthias, on the other hand, that lad could outdo many a fancy weaponsmith. Just look at this dagger he made me. Have you ever seen such fine work?
Good day. Good day.
Pretty good work. For a village blacksmith. I expected worse.
Village blacksmith? What are you yammering about, you horse face?
Calm down. I'm telling you, I've been forging daggers like this with my father since I was a young lad.
Know what, you master of masters? I bet my apprentice is a better blacksmith than you. What do you...
How would a bet like that?
You'll give me a few groschen as a deposit and forge a hunting sword. Matthias is just working, and if you forge a better one, you'll get both swords, and they'll give...
And of course, you'll be...
Well, of course.
And what if my...
Then you lose, and you take the bad...
I accept. I'll knock you down.
You haven't won yet.
I was wondering if you'd lend me your bullock when it's time to sow winter grains.
I need to plough too, you know.
What if you lent me the bullock on the Lord's Day? You're not going to plough on Sunday, are you?
No. And nor should you.
Except I don't have a bullock, and you won't lend me yours on any other day.
Go and see the priest first. If he says it's all right, I'll be happy to help you, friend.
Jesus Christ be praised.
Greetings to you, friend. bit more, and I'll be done. I brought you the hunting sword.
Aye, I saw you work. You shouldn't hunch over the anvil so much. Your back will ache when you're as old as I.
Right. Thanks for the advice.
All right, all right. Well then, let's see what you made.
Feast your eyes.
What about you, Matthias?
Here it is, Master.
Let's see. That's impossible.
What?
Listen, lad. If you're ever in Kuttenberg, ask for Nicholas.
Thanks for the advice.
Here's your money.
Thank you kindly. And you?
What? That blade of yours will fall apart any moment anyway.
Very well. If you want to get...
Don't get too cocky.
Break a leg, Matt.
We're done here.
Did you really have to come and rub it in my face like that? I know I lost.
You may know it, but you haven't paid.
Here,
Nothing special.
I hope someone's...
All right. Done.
That's one sharp blade.
Quick!
You're in for... Are you mad? I'll kill you! Kill him!
I've been waiting for you.
God!
Do it! But why have you got to now? Quick! Go! Go! Die!
Fine day for some fine wares. Come
Watch
and
where you're
take a
going.
pick.
Keep your eyes on the road, you
Boy,
fool.
my wares will bring you joy.
Do not waste your time with the local
My respect.
meaning his nose.
At your service, sir. Are you right in the
right.
head? That's right.
What are you doing here with that weapon?
I'd like to learn something.
What do you want to...
One can...
Fine, but it'll take some... Gegrüßt, mein Herr. Such dir was aus.
Show me your way. I'd like to do something.
Ei, danke und viel Glück für die Zukunft, mein Herr. Oh mein Gott.
Take a look. Quality goods.
What happens when someone thinks he's above the law? The law of the land applies to everyone here.
A fine day for some fine wares.
Where's that beer?
Whoa. Whoa.
Good people. Spare a groat.
You silly doggy.
This place seems familiar.
Henry, look. I spent the happiest years of my life in this forge. It's such a shame to see the old place just left like that to... Henry! Stop that. Come on, we still have to go to the market.
Looking for something, lad?
I was just...
You won't find nothing here no more. Let's move along.
Forgive me. It's just that... I remember this forge from my childhood. When I was a boy, my pa, Martin, brought me here.
Wait, Martin? My husband had an apprentice called Martin. That was your pa?
Unfortunately, he died.
I'm sorry to hear that. My God. Martin's adult son? Time really does fly.
He told me back then he spent the best years of his life here.
Aye, aye. Those were good times, true enough. What's your name, lad?
Henry.
I'm Magdalene. It's a pleasure, Henry. Care to come inside for a chat? I've a fresh pot of soup on the stove if you're hungry.
I can't refuse an offer like that.
Glad to hear it. Come with... I'm glad you like it.
Just like Ma used to make.
Back when your pa used to apprentice here, my Skodder's forge was the finest in Kuttenberg. Only then out of the blue he fell ill and I lost him. Everything's been downhill since then. His apprentices left and the blacksmiths guild couldn't decide who to assign the forge to. Before they could make a decision, the forge's attic burnt down. I was visiting my sister in Visokar at the time. She's with the Lord now too, poor thing. I was left here all alone, on jointure. This room is the only one that stayed unscathed for the most part.
How did your husband get ill?
Out of the blue. He started coughing, got weak, then lay down, and never got up again. It wasn't the plague, but something nasty nonetheless.
I'm sorry to hear that.
What can you do? Such is life, lad.
Did Martin really not want to take over his own forge?
He was just a lad at the time, and taking over a forge is no easy feat. The guild has its own rules and who to assign it to.
How did the forge's attic burn down?
How do you think? Someone set it ablaze. Hard to say if it was just some brats or those good-for-nothings from the hole. That's the watering hole next door. But it doesn't matter now. They never caught anyone. All that came of it is that nobody's wanted the forge for 20 years. But look at me rambling on. I'm sure you're not interested in the rantings of some...
I am interested.
It's kind of you to say that. I keep trying to explain to the guild that it's not a lost cause. We just need someone who will bring this place back up. But it's like talking to a stone wall year after year. But I'm convinced if we were to find a talented blacksmith...
I could be that blacksmith.
You're a blacksmith? Like your pa? Christ, of course you are. I should have known. It only makes sense after all.
I can get my hands on some coin. And you're right. Such a famous forge shouldn't be left to fall by the wayside.
If you were to take it over, that would be wonderful. Only you'll have to talk to the guild about it first. I reckon Master Bushek the Elder has the most common sense when it comes to this place. He might be able to help. He has an armourer's workshop in the town hall quarter.
I'll try and talk to him. Thanks for the soup.
Good luck to you.
Come here.
Look what I have for you.
Christ, what a day.
Here, mutt.
God be with you.
Well, g'day.
Easy, easy. Nice and slow.
We've got enough to go around. Quality good.
Whoa.
Do you want them?
I need some kind of
Greetings. Right with you.
I'd like to discuss the...
I was glad to be of help.
Master Bushek,
Aye?
I'm Henry of Skalitz. I'm interested in Master Skoda's old burnt-down forge. I spoke to his widow, Magdalena, about it.
For Christ's sake. She didn't pull you in off the street.
Well, more or less.
Old age must be sad. All I can tell you about the forge is the same thing I tell Magdalena when she bothers me about it. Even getting the building back into its original state would mean pouring a fortune into it.
I'd take care of the money.
Aye, but only a member of the Kuttenberg Blacksmiths Guild can work the trade around here. And you're not a member.
Could I join the guild?
It's not that simple. The guild is and the other masters aren't too trusting when it comes to outsiders.
How could I convince them?
That's hard to say. But first, you'll be...
Which are?
First, you have to come from a respectable family. Second, and third, tell me, blacksmith, what's...
Not only do I come from a respectable family,
Oh?
from here. Isn't
Wait. Martin?
Frisky?
Aye, of course, Frisky. We used to call him that.
I'm afraid he's no longer with us.
Christ. I'm very sorry to hear. Some of the masters were good friends of his. To tell you the truth, that will likely affect your chances as a contender. As Frisky's son, you'll have a great opportunity to make an impression.
As far as experience, I have...
Obila, eh? The royal hetman.
I have the sword here.
No need. I'll trust you. But if the other masters happen to ask, it seems answering questions about your family and experience won't give you trouble. Are you ready?
What is the guild trial?
The guild trial consists of a first, you'll have to answer and after that, you'll forge. Of course, the trial comes at a small fee. Well then,
What is the...
in short, all the bait.
I can.
Glad to hear it. Everything you need to know is, and for a small fee,
I'm interested.
here it is.
I'm ready.
Great. But I'm afraid we're not. We'll meet tomorrow at noon below. And one more thing. If you'd like, you could wait for the trial here. But first, I reckon...
Aye. What can you do?
Did you hear that noise last night? What was that?
A couple of drunks was sitting outside the store. They was celebrating something. It woke me up too.
Ah. So that's why it stopped so suddenly.
I went and took care of it.
Ah. But you weren't in your chamber. I looked for you there.
I told you, I had to go and deal with it. I escorted them fellas to the nearest alehouse.
That's one way to do it. You drank at your own expense, though, didn't you?
Don't worry. Them idiots paid for my drinks all night.
Aha. Now I regret not going with you.
You're always welcome here, noble sir.
I'd like to wait here.
Very well, then.
we get going?
I believe it's high time. Don't even bother looking at that old clock of ours. It's been stuck for 30 years. It seems all the other masters are looking forward to what Frisky's son can do. Now, the guild forge isn't far. We'll just pass through the lower market. We're there. Did you get a chance to study the handbook?
Excuse me.
Of course.
Mind if I test your knowledge a bit along the way? What colour is a properly heated workpiece?
Bright white.
Of course. Straw yellow. What else? I have one more question. How can you tell you're making progress while forging?
The workpiece changes shape.
That's right. The longer you forge, the closer your workpiece resembles the finished product. At least you got this one right. I reckon it wouldn't hurt to take another peek in the handbook before the trial. A good blacksmith should never stop learning. That too is important to our guild. I have a number of designs in my armor smithy that I collected on my travels throughout the kingdom. It's quite a unique collection. And the best part is, I'm happy to share it with others. Stop by any time. Learn to make something new. Your customers will surely appreciate it, but let's not get ahead of ourselves. Your trial still awaits. Just a little further now.
Come closer. Don't
You
be
have a
shy.
kind mouth.
Quality goods.
Hey,
Matt.
Matt.
Good day. Greetings to you, friend.
Best wares on the market. Come and take a look.
Well then, are you ready for the trial?
I'm ready. We can begin.
Honored friends, masters of the Blacksmith's Guild, let me introduce the newest adept of the Master's Trial, Henry of Skalitz.
So, this is old Frisky's lad. I can hardly believe it.
Aber I do not see much of a resemblance.
Vielleicht ein wenig.
I do not see it.
Aye, aye. Frisky here, Frisky there. All that talk about not taking in outsiders, and now you've gone and flipped it all around. Martin was a good bloke and an excellent swordsmith. If Henry here is anything like him, he'd be a welcome addition to the guild.
Genau, genau.
Look, I didn't know this Frisky fella of yours. I'm more interested to see what the lad can do than who his pa was.
We'll see what he can do shortly. Just to be clear, let me repeat what the trial entails. In the first part, the verbal examination, he will receive 3 questions. He must answer all 3 of them correctly in order to pass. If he makes a single mistake, this part of the exam is considered failed, and he won't get a chance to correct himself. After the verbal examination comes the practical one.
And if he is successful, he'll become one of us.
Let's begin with the first part of the trial. Who would like to ask Henry the first question?
How about, why do blacksmiths whistle while they work?
To keep rhythm.
That's correct.
At least that.
Let's move on to the second.
Say, Heinrich, how can you tell you have made progress on your workpiece?
By the shape.
Correct?
Correct.
Last question.
I'd like to ask Henry if sparks while forging are a good or bad sign.
That depends. When you're hammering the piece, it's a good sign. But when you're heating it up, it's a bad one.
That's right.
I knew you wouldn't be fooled.
You answered all 3 questions correctly. Now, just to complete the practical exam, Henry, your task will be to forge a guild sword right in front of our eyes. Here's the design for it, as well as the material.
Viel Glück. Let's see what you can do, Let's see, then.
Genau.
Nothing special so far. It looks like the lad has a firm grip.
Konzentrieren.
Let's see, then. Take a look at that.
Jetzt vorsichtig.
Halfway there.
It's going well so far. Keep going.
Stärker.
What's next? Just like
Komm
Martin.
schön.
Looks like it's almost done.
He's almost done.
Genau.
All finished.
We will see once it is quenched.
Nothing special so far. It looks like the lad has a firm grip.
All done.
Let's see what you made. My. I don't think I've ever seen anything like it. Fantastic work, Henry. This sword is a piece of art. I'm glad you didn't disappoint. Honored friends, masters of the Blacksmith's Guild, Henry of Skalitz has successfully completed the trial. Let us head for the guild hall for the acceptance ceremony. After successfully fulfilling all requirements, I'm proud to announce our guild has grown by a new member. Approach Henry of Skalitz. Kneel. Swear for the first time on your honor and by God Almighty that you will defend the interests of the Blacksmiths Guild of Kuttenberg.
I swear.
Swear for the second time that you will protect all secrets entrusted to you by the guild.
I swear.
And swear for the third time that you will always act honestly and God-fearingly to spread the esteem of our guild among the people.
I swear.
Now hang your guild sword next to those of the other masters. Go on,
What's it going to be?
Welcome to the guild, Henry. It's now up to you to say a few words.
I'm following in my father's footsteps. Even as a lad, when I watched him by the forge, I wanted to be just like him. A real master blacksmith. Today, thanks to you, my dream has come true. And here in Kuttenberg, where Pa spent the best years of his life, I like to think he'd be proud of me.
He would be, without a doubt. In any case, from this day forward, Henry is to take over Skoda's forge and repair it. He therefore acquires the right to use it with one obligation, and that is the accommodation of the widow Magdalena. The guild grants her jointure after the death of her husband. That will be your responsibility now, Henry.
That won't be for much longer anyway.
She's a kind woman. I'll be happy to help her.
We'll see about that once she goes poking her nose into everything at the forge.
It sounds like you have your work cut out for you, Henry. The ceremony is now over.
I have one thing to discuss. Out the shipments.
You can go now, Henry.
Good day to you. It's
You're
good
always
to see
welcome
you, lad.
here, good sir.
Ich bin ein Meisterfechter. I give you my word of honor. He who does not believe my word may try his skill against mine.
Young man, a word if I may.
Yes? What is this about?
Your immortal soul. I'd like to discuss it with you. Tarry a while, young man. Are you truly happy?
Aye.
Huh. And you're clearly also know that the immortal soul inherit happiness and unhappiness and nothing but inner feeling. Tell me, what?
A man should be... something like that.
Everything turns... What if I told you only a path destined for the path of true...
What should I do?
Renounce your life unreserved. Hell is a...
All right. I hope it...
I must be... May God be...
God be with you.
Farewell.
The finest wares, quality good.
Nice and slow.
God be with you. Greetings to you, friend.
Good news. I gained the right to use the forge.
Wonderful. Finally, I'm just worried that once you see the mess inside, you'll turn on your heel.
I'll never run away again.
I see you have a sense of duty. The house will have to be cleared out first before you can do anything else. Clear the rubble, put it in sacks, take it outside to the wagon, pick up the things, and I'm afraid I won't be of much help. My back isn't what it used to be. One bad move and I'll stay...
I'm sure I can manage.
I hope so. Looks like the first you'll have to get inside. The entrance from the street.
I'll figure it out. I'll have to open this gate from the other side. You've got to be kidding me. Now just to put it in a sack and take it to the wagon.
My lord, it's even worse than I thought in here.
Whew. Ooh. Some of this is bound to come in handy. Lugging sacks really never gets old.
Those sure look heavy.
Looking better already.